Hello, welcome back to my channel. I know this is a really weird time for me to go live and I did not give anybody a heads up, so whoever gets to be here, welcome. So I'll give it a second for notifications to go out. People are probably like, no, she's not live. That's weird. So I am live. It is 103 degrees in Sacramento, and my new office sits in front of a very big window, which is a blessing, but it is hot, and I can kind of feel it coming through. So you haven't caught me live in a while. Thank you, Maria, for loving my hair, because I have not been live for a very long time. Hi from South Carolina. Where's everybody from? I know, I have not been live for a while, and honestly, guys, we have so much to catch up on, so I went on a shopping spree at Michael's because I might have had a gift card. So I went and I bought things that I have wanted for a long time, but have not gotten myself because I just haven't, because I don't really buy myself stuff at Michael's right now because I'm always buying stuff for videos. But I did actually buy stuff for videos because I've decided that I'm gonna start doing more videos that I actually wanna get like back to the roots of where I started when I used to just go to Michael's and be inspired, or any craft store really, but specifically Michael's because I had a gift card. So yes, my wall is furry. This is my new office. So this is a grate, and this is a very old, I say very old, this house was built in 1979, so it's not super old, but everything's like 1979, which is probably the ugliest era, I feel like, for a house. So what not makes it better than putting fur on your wall? So that's a video. I live in Sacramento. Hi. Yeah, it's 103. As far as I know, is it 103 still, or is it even not hit that yet? It's about to. Hola, Anna. Okay, so I decided I'd go live today because if you guys read our newsletters or see our newsletters, basically I changed lives to just being whenever I feel like doing them and when I feel good. And today I feel pretty good. Yeah, so I'm gonna go live today. And I will try to be live with the members more often, but honestly, like, I was having such a good week last week actually that I was just kind of trying to eat up my good week and enjoy it and rest as much as I could. And I did, and it was good. And now I'm like, okay, I'm back to like not as good, but I'm good. So might as well get back into the flow of things. Try to at least. So I moved my office. Thank you. Yes, my hair is purple. Everything has changed. Lots of things have changed. We got a cat. I think I've told you guys about that though. I think she's actually outside right now. She refuses to come in when she sees Hunter, and it's hot. So I'm like, this is the prime time for you to get used to him, cat. So should we talk about what I bought? It's probably why a lot of people are here, right? Especially if you're rewatching this. Okay, so I don't even really remember what I got. I went to 2 Michael's today because I needed one more thing and they still didn't have it at the other one, and I don't think they sell it at all. But I got new paintbrushes. I did not forget about my subscribers. Absolutely not. I did not forget about you guys at all. I don't know how much everybody has read my updates, but I have had a crazy last month and a half. Thanks for loving my hair. So I decided to dye my hair super bright to try to brighten up my life a little bit. And I did. And it took me a while to get used to it. It's finally kind of fading, so I'm liking it. I've been like washing the crap out of my scalp because it was really dark. But it's all good in the hood. So I was just like, I don't really care. Just dye it, whatever color you want to dye it. And yeah, so, oh, we have a house phone. And nobody has that number except telemarketers. So one day, I'm gonna put the house phone closer to us so I can answer it in a live video and they can be on the live video with us. It would be a good segment, don't you think? Oh, and my daughter started a podcast and it's adorable. And once she publishes it, I will let you guys know where it is. It's so cute. Okay. I got this, which is a glitter tray. It's by Recollections, and so basically you can just dump your glitter back in your bottle, and I'm super excited about it because it's, do I have the receipt? Because I don't even know how much this was, and it didn't have a price tag, and I was like, is it cheaper than the Spin It version? Because it doesn't come with the little like rolly thing. What is this even called? I don't see it on here, but I don't know what this is called. I think it was a lot cheaper, and I didn't know they carried this, but it was over by the like Jane Davenport and Recollections glitter, but it was by the Jane Davenport paint. And like Recollections glitter is everywhere in the store. And they have like a special kind of glitter over by the Jane Davenport paint. And this was like hiding at the bottom, and I was like, I need that. Thank you very much. I waste so much paper putting glitter back in my whatevers. Okay, so if you didn't know, everything's on sale right now. Well, most everything's on sale, like up to 60 to 70% off right now. So I'm sorry, I'm being an enabler. But things are on sale. And they also have really good coupons. So there's a 40% off all of Recollections washi and stickers. So I got a lot of it today. I'm sorry. But I've been wanting the thin washi tapes like these because they are awesome in your bullet journal to section out the sections. Although I've kind of neglected my bullet journal for the last 3 weeks, but I've been like writing in it, so I'm gonna go in and decorate it hopefully when I have a moment. So I got this one, which was really cute, and the other one. There weren't a lot of packs that I really, really loved. Hello, Maria from Milwaukee. Thank you. Yes, my hair is crazy. Okay, so I got blue and yellow. These are calligraphy colors, and I'm trying something with them. And I needed red because obviously blue, yellow, and red are the primary colors. And if you have those 3 colors, you can make all the colors. So I went to the second Michael's to try to find a red and couldn't find it. So I think they don't sell red in the calligraphy colors. They sold like a really dark orange, but you need red to be able to make orange, and you need red to be able to make purple. Yes, so thank you. All right, so oh, that's an easy way to know. No, that's from the second trip too. Okay, so from the first trip, I got this guy, was on super sale. He was like on clearance, and I was like, he'll look really cute in my office. It's like that fake water flower thing. So I got him. And again, this is probably something I wouldn't buy, but I have a gift card. So link to what? To what? Nice new office. Hi from Arkansas. Hi. And literally I am right next to our, let's see if I can show you. That's gonna be our kitchen. And it is under construction, obviously. So we've got the lights put in and all the painting and texture is done, but we're gonna eventually put doors between, let's see, so right past these pictures, before that opening in the wall, we're gonna put French doors, like glass doors right here. So you can see into the kitchen and into my office, but you can also close it off if you need to. Hi, Desiree. Welcome. Okay, now into the good stuff. All right, so I bought these stickers because they're really cute. They're Recollections, so they were on sale. But I have a fancy video coming up that I'm super excited. Will you show us your kitchen reno? Yes. So once it's done, keto stuff starts. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna be putting keto stuff on. It's not just gonna be keto stuff, it's gonna be recipes. Most likely it'll be keto. I am so over keto and eating out, because right now we have to eat out and I am sick of it, and it is so expensive, and I miss cooking keto. But as soon as the kitchen is done, keto videos are gonna start. Don't know if I'm keeping it on this channel or if I'm gonna create a keto channel. Don't know. Yes, and Dustin has lost like 35 pounds on keto. I don't know what's going on with me. I either have a thyroid problem or I don't know, or I am stressed, which is probably that because life has been a little stressful lately. So, hi, her daughter says hi. Let's see. My daughter Katie says hi. Hi, Katie. Okay, so so Sharpie, I sat in the Sharpie section for probably 20 minutes and they stumped me. Most of the time, sales never get me, but Sharpies were buy one, get one half off, and Art Minds were not. So, but Art Minds are like half the price as Sharpies. So it was like, buy these regular price half off, or buy one, get one half off is more expensive with the Sharpies, and they're already more expensive. So yeah, so I ended up getting both because I really love these and I've been looking for them and I realized Target has them after I thought Michael's was the only place that had them, but they're the Sharpie pens. They're not like the fine point Sharpie permanent markers, they're the pens. I turned Anna onto them and after that I couldn't find them anymore after mine ran out and I only had one. So I could have bought buy one get one half off and had 8, but I figured I would not. So then I bought these. These are for a DIY. I'm obsessed with Sharpie pens too. So these are double pointed, which I'm kind of bummed because I'm gonna ruin these. And that sounds sad, but I'm still going to. I'm gonna ruin like most of them. And then I got a couple Sharpies just in case, because I've seen what I'm gonna do done with Sharpies, but I decided to try Art Minds instead because they were cheaper, but it does hurt me to hurt pens. Whatever, get over it, Nia. Okay, then I got these, which are clothespins in pink that match my office. Where could they be going? Making, maybe, I'm not sure what I'm doing with them. I don't know, I don't even know how alcohol inks work. So I was like, they might work out, but I don't even know what to compare them to because I didn't buy alcohol inks, but I bought some other things to try. So then I got brown because there's only one brown in there and I really just needed brown for Father's Day because I might be making something with brown. Can you guess what I'd be making with brown? I feel like Blue's Clues. Can we guess our third clue? Oh my gosh, they're coming out with a Dora the Explorer. And guys, I know that sounds so dumb. I won't use the word stupid because that's a bad word. I know that sounds dumb, but they're so smart. So we went and saw Aladdin. I feel like I need to save this till the end to talk about maybe a wood grain cup. Yes, maybe for some men in our lives. I'm sorry, I'm commenting to people if anybody's watching later and is like, what? So we went to Aladdin. It was amazing. Loved it. Cried at least like 4 times because it was beautiful. The preview was for Dora the Explorer. They had a preview that Dora the Explorer is coming out. And it is like a real live action Dora the Explorer, but she's like, they made it work. Her pink shirt and her orange shorts, like they made it work out. She looks cute. And she's like a full on Amazon, like exploring kid. And it looks amazing for anybody who has kids who grew up loving Dora the Explorer. Like, I was like, that's kind of weird that they make this into a live action. And then I looked over at Briley, who Dora was her jam, and she was like over the moon excited. And I was like, they're not dumb. Like, they knew 6 years ago, all these like preteens were obsessed with Dora the Explorer. So they're gonna make it preteen style now. Duh, it's just like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys coming back and us all being like, we want to go. They're not dumb. Okay, so I got pink and red because they were buy one get one half off. So I bought this and got one of these half off, and then I bought one and got the other one half off. So good thing Sharpie sells in ones. Okay, so I got stickers, a lot of them, because Recollections came out with new ones. But I also bought these. I thought these were really cute for on weeks when I don't feel very creative or I wasn't very, I don't know, but I figured I can washi tape these into my bullet journal because they're made for the Recollection. Well, I don't know what they're made for. Chrissy Ann Designs. I didn't see, they look like they fit the Recollections 3-ring binder, but I didn't see a binder around them. So I don't know if there's a specific binder, like how Heidi Swap does, where you have to like buy her inserts, which is a monopoly basically, but it's okay. So I got, I've been wanting this one for a long time, which is just the basic squares. The, like everything is basic squares. And that's what I use most. But I'm doing a cool DIY tutorial with them because I have a great new fun thing that I've been doing that I want to show you guys. I can feel the heat. I used to be in the cool side of the house and now I'm in the warm side of the house, you know? You just can't win in life. Okay, so Recollections came out with new pads and I had to get a few of them because they were, I think these were even 50% off. They might have only been 40% off, but either way, they're $10 retail instead of $20. Thank you, Shailene, sorry if I said that wrong. So these ones retail for 20, these ones retail for 10. So when these go on sale, you can only get them for like 10 or $12. These ones you can get for $5 or $6. So I love that. Recollections kills it. But okay, this one, I'm not even joking. It's called, the theme, it just says themed, but it doesn't say what the theme is. But the cover has like kitchen measurements and kitchen things. But then when you look in it, it's like names for, like, so they have one for all your spices. And then they have one for all your stuff you would have in your pantry, which our kitchen's about to be hopefully done soon, so I can do these. And then for your medicine cabinet, it's got creams and ointments, vitamins, coughs and cold, allergy relief, aches and pains, first aid, which I'm all about. And then it has some blank ones, so you can like organize them into bins. Light fabrics, dark fabrics, bleach, fabric softener, laundry detergent. So you can organize your laundry room. So here's bath stuff. Bath salts, hand soap, cotton swabs, cotton swabs, hand soap. People must have a lot of cotton balls in their life. But for your bathroom, bath scrub, hand lotion, first aid, bubble bath. So I'm gonna organize my bathroom and then blank labels for the new thing that I'm gonna be showing you guys. Super cute. And then I got the travel one, and all it had to do, I did the Dollar Tree permanent markers to make alcohol inks. They worked, but color not as bold. However, I just let cup dry and did another coat. Yes, the OCD and everybody needs this, right? So it sold me after like seeing 2 pages of it. I was like, getting that. Okay, and then this is the travel one, which I used up my entire little travel one that I had before because it was my favorite, and I traveled a lot last year. I'm not traveling very much this year, and I don't really want to, but this one should last me a little while. But this is the page that I was like, getting this. Look at that little earth. It's so cute. It's like stripes, and it's got foil, and it's like shiny, and it's so cute. And I was just like, okay, I gotta put, oh, it has 2 of those pages. I'm so excited. Okay. All right, chill out. It's not that, it's pretty great. Okay, then I got this one, which I didn't think I got this one. This one's just flowers and cute notes and things that kind of go well with like everything I do, so I figured I'd get it. Do we have any moderators? Hold on, let me remove this. So, too bad it doesn't have an Africa. What? Is it broken? It has Africa. What? Like just the, it has Africa, it's right there, look. Africa. Like just Africa, is that what you're saying? Well, it has the whole world. So you have to put it together. It has Australia down here, and then it's all this. You have to take them apart separately and put them wherever you want them. So Africa actually, yeah, Africa's a part of all the other parts. And then, but it saves space. You've got all these cute things in there. And then I got the Faith one, which is actually the first one I found. Yeah, Africa by itself would be cute. But it's all about traveling. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like Africa is an easy one to find. Like, you can always find cute Africa stickers and stuff. I love the whole world thing. And I don't know, I feel like every time I've seen it painted or something on, Hobby Lobby had this one made out of metal and it was so cute. And I was like, oh, I want it. And then I started looking at it and I was like, that's not our world. I don't know what world that is, because Africa was like crooked and South America was like tiny. It was, yeah, it wasn't cute. Okay, so then I got the Faith one, which is the first one I actually found. And I was like, that is so cute. I need that. And what it has is like, I liked this page because it has just the scripture references, which will encourage me when I put them in my planner to actually write down the scripture. So I'll write them down on one of the cute little papers, and then I can put the scripture reference. And then it also has cute like scripture, what is it? Paraphrases. Not the actual scripture, but it's like paraphrases it. And then it has like full scriptures too, which is super cute. Love your cart. Where did you get it? Okay, so that cart was inspired by OC Vintage Charm, and it's technically not finished. So I bought 2 of them on Amazon and spray painted it, and it has wheels. But Tiffany from OC Vintage Charm did that, and she, not for me, but she did it for herself, and then I wanted to do it. But she went a step above and made wood planks and then covered them with wrapping paper, and so it's really cute. One day I'll get there, one day. Okay, I think the rest is from my second trip to Michael's today. Yes, I made 2 trips to 2 different Michael's because I had a gift card and I wanted to spend it all because I did not want to carry that around for a long time with anyways, yeah. So I got the big Envirotex because I don't need it at the moment, but oh snap, I just realized something. This is the bad one, huh? I gotta take it back. This is the bad one, huh? The blue one is the good one. Hold on, this is the one I use. Complies with FDA. But aren't they the same thing? No. This is the Alumilite. I gotta take this back. This is the bad one that gives me a headache. Don't buy this. But I thought I was in it. I guess I have to buy it in this size. They don't make it. I was excited because they had the bigger one, but that's not the bad one. I called them. It's bad. This one gives me a headache. Bad. This one doesn't. This is the good one. This is the bad one. I'm pretty sure. This one doesn't say it's FDA compliant, and it really, really gives me a headache when I use it. Like, bad. Like a migraine for like 2 or 3 days. And I think I gave my whole family a headache too when I used it. I was cooking and stopped and got AirPods to watch it live. Aw, welcome. Yeah, because I'm gonna try to go live more often, guys, but honestly, like, I decided to nip it in the bud today. I was like, you know what? You're feeling decent, just do it. Just go live for Pete's sakes. I don't know. I haven't been dealing with like anxiety so much as I've just been dealing with like unmotivation at all. So I made the coasters with Envirotech and it worked great. It works, but it's not good for you. Pretty sure. No Voxins Cubs. Don't know what that means. I just don't chance it because I did get headaches from it. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you guys wanna use it at your own risk. So I ended up finding this pretty color. Yeah, this is our second trip. I went and I found this color, which is not a primary color, so it's not gonna help me make other colors, but it was such a pretty color, I couldn't pass it up. So call who? Who should I call? Who you gonna call? Is there a phone number on here? Should I call them on my house phone since nobody knows that phone number? I want to start a segment in my lives where I call random people and we talk to them. But I'm on my cell phone going live right now. So, okay, then I got these. Oh, I forgot to look for the actual ones. These were in like the cheap crystal spot, but you could tell they were sparklier. And I was wanting to go to that aisle and see if they had any other ones, but I forgot. And I ended up buying these in the cheap sparkle spot. Look how big those are. They're huge. And then these. Bet you can't guess what shape I'm making with circles and 2 smaller circles. So I got those. Okay, almost to the end. I told you it was a big haul. Okay, I just get into these modes when I spend longer than any moment at the thrift store, at these craft stores, and I just start getting really creative in my head. And then I think I have no time to do all of this stuff, but I'm gonna figure it out. Maybe Canvas, maybe. Okay, so cardstock is on super sale. So I got a bunch that matches my office in the blush pink because it's so pretty. And I wanna teach you guys how to make big flowers and a couple other things. And then I got rubbing alcohol at Target. Sorry, Target had to have a shameless plug in this, but wonder what I'm trying to make here. Can you guess? And then I couldn't find bottles at Target. I went there to get the travel size bottles and they don't sell them anymore, at least at the one that I went to. They sell these like weird squishy bottles for like $2.50. The cardstock is $2.50 right now for a pack. So each pack is $2.50. Now it says 4 for $10, but you don't have to buy 4. You can buy 1 for $2.50 if you just need 1. Anytime a store says buy this many for this much, it usually means that you can buy 1 for the price that it would be the same thing. They just use that as a gimmick to get you. Any store does. Okay, and then this, I was literally walking out and I saw these, and nobody is going to guess what DIY I'm gonna do with these. There are these thin boxes that are like this, and I have a DIY for these that I am so excited about, but I'm not telling you, and I'm not even gonna promise they'll come out, because that's what happens when I say something. But I thought of it, and then I was like, oh, I have to do those. So I got 2 of the boxes. If they had more of this size, I would have gotten 2 of these and a couple of these, but I ended up getting just 1 of each size, and they weren't on sale, and I don't do that. And then last but definitely not least, I finally got something that I've been eyeballing but not really necessarily needing, but I feel like when someone gets you a gift card, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get those things that you regularly wouldn't buy yourself. And I got a washi dispenser. I'm really excited about this. I saw this at Creativation, I think 2 years ago. Although this is by recollection, so I didn't see this exact one. I saw the one by, what's that one brand that I met? I can't remember anymore. But this one's by Recollections. And I'm pretty sure it's almost exactly the same thing. But bam! And then I can put all my washi tape in it and you can see it and you can roll it. And oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Did I just throw that garbage on you? He's been so mellow today because it's so hot outside. I'm sorry. And my new desk and chair are so high up here that, what, you want me to finish this so you can have it? He wants the water bottle. Then you're gonna crunch it in all their ears. I have an empty one right here almost. Here, let me finish this one. He's so spoiled. There are water bottles all over this house. Excuse you. You are so gross. He totally just farted. Gross. Proud of me for drinking spring water. What, Crystal Geyser? We are living off bottled water right now. We're living off of eating out and bottled water. I'm so over it. I used to love eating out. He's gonna crunch his bottle. He's gonna pop it. This is what he does. This is his routine. He pops the bottle. Then he unscrews the cap, spits that out, and then he sometimes crunches the rest of the bottle. But that's all he wants to do with it. We're living on bottled water, and we have a filter on our fridge, but our fridge is currently in the dining room, not plugged into anything. Well, it's plugged into an outlet, but not a water source. So, you hear it? He popped it. Now he's gonna take the lid off and spit the lid out. He's very talented. He's a talented dog, he is. I can't believe we got through the haul in less than 30 minutes. I'm like on a roll. We have a cottonwood tree next door, or somebody has one. It looks like it's snowing outside, and it's been doing this for 3 weeks straight. I thought this was only gonna be like a 2-day thing, like the leaves or the tree loses it all, but it doesn't. Did I miss the party? Well, no, we're still partying. It's so hot. It's hot in here. I swear I'm not complaining. It really is supposed to cool down in a couple days. And I have the air on, but this room just doesn't get that cold. And I probably don't have the AC set pretty low, but I don't want to because whatever. I'll just go upstairs. We have 2 ACs. We have one for upstairs and one for downstairs to save on energy. But thank you, Kristen. So yeah. So what is everybody up to? I feel like I've missed, I don't know what I feel like. I feel like I have been absent a lot because I have been, but I haven't like been up to a lot of like crafting or anything except for the fact that I've been moving my office and I shared that with you guys. So thanks. It's not really a rug, but it is a DIY, so you'll learn how I did it pretty soon. Thanks, Bethany. Everybody's talking about my hair. Hope you're doing better. Thanks, Barbara. So the thing with like, I don't know if anybody has ever, I know that a lot of you guys have gone through grief because I've talked about it in a lot of my videos, and every time I bring it up, a lot of you guys always talk about how you've lost somebody that you love. And that gives me comfort knowing that other people understand. It doesn't give me comfort that you also know what grief feels like because grief sucks. But it's something about like, you know, some people I've noticed who don't understand it will think like, oh, you're having a great day. You must be over that hard time in your life. And you're like, no, that's just not how grief works. Like some days are amazing and some days are like, every little thing makes you mad, and then some days everything makes you sad, and some days you're not motivated. We're both waiting for her thoughts on it. On what? On what? Sorry. Shayna, what did you ask? Are you gonna do infusible ink projects? Yes, I am gonna do an infusible ink project. I'm gonna do one. And I'm going to do one sponsored one, and then I'm gonna do, I will be honest in the sponsored one. I will be honest, so I'm only gonna share what I actually think. But beyond that, I will do some real reviews. Not that my sponsored one won't be real. It's just they asked me to do one, and it happens to be in one of the most craziest times of my life, and I was like, I will do one for you. So while everybody is posting all this cool new stuff about it, oh, I'm so sorry, Louis. Yeah, so the more I talk about it, I realize a lot of you guys are have gone through grief. You guys totally understand. But so I will do one. I committed to doing one, and it's not due till the end of June, which I'm sure I'll probably, I don't know. I won't commit to doing any more than that, but yeah, you can ask. I'll share a little bit about it. I won't share too much about it, but thank you for my new addiction cups that might add to my making Disney ears addiction. Yeah, we've got a lot of addictions. It's kind of a problem here with all the crafts that we make, huh? Lost mom and brother 3 months apart 6 years ago. Still think of them daily. Oh, I'm sorry, Tanda. So yeah, it's a hard road. It sucks. But I've been conflicted. I've been trying so hard to gauge like what I'm supposed to share, what I'm not supposed to share, if I even want to share anything about anything. So it's not just about this last situation, but just my life period. I've been watching like all these YouTubers who, you know, they go deep into what they've been going through, and they bring out their whole story and all those things. And I just feel like my story has been a big snowball. Like it started out kind of hard, and then, you know, just in the last 3 years, it started out kind of hard, and then it just kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then till the point where it was like, wow, this snowball's really big. Like I'm not going to just throw this at YouTube and be like, hey, we do fun DIYs, and by the way, here's my life. And it's not about what I'm comfortable with. It's more about what you guys are comfortable with. And I started doing Tuesday live hangouts to just kind of get over that hump of like being nervous to talk about real life with you guys, and it always got really serious, and I just kind of gauged like, okay, they're really into this right now, or like if you guys were just changing the subject, I would try to change the subject too, but for the most part, you guys all seemed like you guys were kind of going through the same things, or you guys have experienced similar things. Thank you. And I just didn't want to, it's hard to keep those worlds the same or different, but it's still like your life on the internet, and doing live videos is so different than filming videos because I can film whatever I want, whenever I want, however I feel, but a live video is like, oh, you have to, you know, talk the whole time. If you're not talking, then you know, it's boring, basically. I can't watch super long videos if someone's just sitting there crafting, so I feel like I want to be what I would want to watch, and so I try to talk to you guys and engage with you guys, and it always ends up talking about my life, and you guys always want to know more about it. And so I took a break from live videos just because obviously it's hard to talk about when you're going through something, but I want to fully process everything before I talk about it, only because I saw somebody, actually one of my subscribers sent it to me, and I want to thank you for sending it to me. The grief box, I don't know if anybody has heard of it, but basically grief is this box, and when something happens, it's got a huge, there's the grief button, and there's a ball in the box, and the ball is the grief, and it rolls around and it hits the button, the sensitive button, all the time. And then over time, that ball just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And which means that in that box, the ball still can hit that button at any time, but it gets less and less and less. But it still creates some type of anxiety because you know that ball's in there and it can hit that button at any time. So that's what's been scary about trying to share during live videos. It's like, okay, is something gonna come out that like is gonna completely break me, and I'm gonna be in the middle of a live video and just be like a mess? If I am I okay with that, you know? So lost my husband 2 years ago to pancreatic cancer. He lived 6 months after diagnosis. He was 55. Got to have faith, yeah. So, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So like I'll watch Facebook stuff, and like I was watching a Facebook video this morning of a guy who graduated and didn't realize he lost his wife until the middle of his speech, and his speech was so good, and then he started talking about how he lost his wife, and I just lost it, and I was like, but it's just like, you know, when you're an empath, I'm an empath, and so an empath actually feels what other people feel and can hurt for them without having to go through what that is. So it's hard when you're like trying to manage your own pain and then other people have pain too. So we lost a family member. We had a crazy month, and I'm trying to remember what I shared with you guys. So I shared, I think with my members, just kind of the crazy life that was going on at the moment. When my mom, I did not lose my mom, just FYI, I did not lose my mom, because a lot of people would think that that's who I lost. When my mom was in the hospital for a month almost, like on and off, just with a routine appendectomy. And it just got more complicated and more complicated and more complicated. And we ended up spending Easter in the hospital. We ended up spending Mother's Day. No, we spent Mother's Day at her house, but she was recovering. But we had all these exhausting things happening, and I had just gotten back from our mission trip. So I took a week off of lives to go on our high school mission trip. And it's just so interesting because at the mission trip, the entire series was on storms and praising God in the storms and resting in your storms, and just being okay with knowing that God can be the reason why you're in a storm. And my daughter goes on the mission trip too, because it's junior high school. She's in junior high. And so I checked in with her because last year we both were kind of a hot mess. My grandma was in the hospital at the time, and we both were just kind of like really going through a storm last year. And I checked in and I was like, how do you feel this year? You know, how are you feeling? Like, overwhelmed, whatever, because it gets intense. It's like camp high, you know, if you've ever been to a Christian youth camp, they get really intense. But we were both like, we're feeling good. Like nothing really crazy is happening. We're having fun. We're doing, you know, mission work. We're out serving people, and other people are having hard times, and we can be there for them this year. And on the drive home, one of our leaders, who is one of my best friends, she was buckled over in pain, and basically we had to pull off and get her to the hospital. She ended up having to have emergency gallbladder surgery, and she was stuck like an hour away from our house, which I just helped coordinate things, making sure her kids got home and her family was alerted and stuff. It wasn't that big of a deal, but for her it was. For me it wasn't, but it was just, you know, it wasn't on the plan. It wasn't on schedule. And so we had this exhausting long week, and then that had happened. So for her, it was extra long, and she had some stuff that was exhausting to her during the trip physically too. And so I just came home and I was like, you know what? This is just another way for me to serve a friend. I'm going to do that, and served her and tried that. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go home tomorrow. I'm going to start fresh, going to get back to work, because I had taken the work off completely. Like when I go on the mission trip, I am separated from reality. Like well, not reality, but social media, period. Like I don't check YouTube, I don't check Instagram, I don't check Facebook. I'll post maybe one picture just to update people that this is what we're doing for the week. And so I was like, I'll get back to work. I'm gonna check in on all my subscribers, see everybody and what they're up to and how the members are doing and all that stuff. And came home next day, sat down at my computer, went to the gym, sat down. My mom called me and was like, I think I need to go to the hospital the next day morning. And I was like, okay, like, what do you mean you gotta go to the hospital? This was the day before Easter, because we do our mission trip the week before Easter. And so we took her to the hospital thinking, you know, she thought she was like, I'm just in a lot of pain. I don't think it's in my appendix, but everybody was like, go just make sure. It was her appendix. Turned into like this whole debacle where she had this infection in her colon, and they made a sign that she possibly had to have her entire colon removed. It was scary for a second. We prayed, we went, you know, we prayed for the best, and she went into surgery, and they were able to get the appendix right. It was like right there. They didn't have to take anything else out, but she had such a big infection that she had to stay in the hospital, and she ended up staying in the hospital for 9 days. And they put a tube down her throat to try to drain air from her stomach. They ended up at the last day, she developed a cyst because she was on so many antibiotics. So they had to put a drainage into her stomach. So she had to go into surgery to get that. And then they sent her home with that. And then you can't just send someone home with a drainage bag and not expect somebody to be there for them 100%. So, you know, in the midst of that, I had this mentality of like, you know what, I'm resting in this storm, I'm serving. So I was, you know, taking trips of between like raising my kids and being a wife and trying to figure out my life and get back to work. I was going and cleaning her house and making sure her dogs were fed and getting everything organized for her and situated, and that was just exhausting altogether. And then she came home. Oh my gosh, my story. I can't even I forget about some of the things that happened. So that at the end of those 9 days, I brought her home. I went grocery shopping for her. My kids are amazing. They helped me through all of this. And we got her all these groceries. We brought her home. We ordered like a cleaning crew to come in and clean her house before she came home. So she came home. We left her there, but she had a drainage bag that we had to make sure, you know, she protected. And she was supposed to go in and get it removed 5 days later. I'm driving home, and I kid you not, I get rear-ended and my car gets totaled. So, it was just a huge, no, this is the second. My car did not get totaled yet. Didn't get totaled yet. So we drive home, we're so excited. She's home, 9 days in the clear. We just know we have to get the bag back. So that was kind of like a foreshadow. So she calls me the next day and is like, my bag fell out. And I was like, what do you mean your bag fell out? And she's like, I stood up and it just came out. And so we had to go back to the hospital on a Saturday, which meant we sat in the ER for a whole nother day. and she got admitted because her bag came out and she wasn't on antibiotics anymore, and her infection was still so high that they needed her to be monitored. So they kept her in for another 3 days. Then, so those 3 days went on, she finally got to go home. They didn't put the bag back in because the cyst had actually been drained completely. And she had the bag, so she didn't have a bag, but, oh gosh, it all blends together. In the midst of this, that's what happened. So after the 9 days, the 9-day stretch, I sit down to go back to work. Everything's good. Hadn't gotten in the car accident yet. Erase that from your memory. We get home. My mom calls me the next morning to let me know that we lost a family member, a young family member, 20 years old. And she and I were very close, and we lost her. And so that was the most devastating part of this entire month, obviously. But I was kind of numb and in this world of like, I'm already just like not living my normal life. Like this is already throwing me for a loop, and now this is happening. And so we got that news, and my life just went blur for the next 3 or 4 days. It was just completely blurry. But in the midst of those 3 or 4 days was when my mom lost her bag, and we had to go back to the hospital. So that second round of her being in the hospital, we were also grieving. Like the first few days of grief, which is just like, I was trying to write it all down and remember what had happened every single one of those days to try to process it, and I just couldn't. And as I looked at it, it was like this storm. Luckily, we had learned how to rest in a storm the week before that, or 2 weeks before that, and I was just like, man, I learned. And so this whole time I was just like, how do I rest? How do I allow God to hold me and be there for me and be the strength that I can't be for everybody while my mom physically can't care for herself. And so it was almost a blessing that she was able to be in the hospital for some of the days. But I spent my time going home and to the hospital and home and to the hospital and running errands for her if she needed something. And we didn't know she was going to be in the hospital for so long, so we didn't prepare. And so I would always have to go back to her house to grab more stuff. And so I was just all over the place, and then I was grieving and trying to figure that out. And so then that was like a 3-day stretch. She was in the hospital. They put her on an IV only antibiotic, which they told me that I would have to administer. They were gonna send her home and I would have to be the one to administer it, which means I had to go to her house every day to administer it, but I also had to learn how to administer it. So we had to go to a special appointment for me to learn to administer her medicine. Okay, so we brought her home. The next day I was supposed to go learn. On our way to that appointment, they called and said, you don't have an appointment, we're sorry. You're gonna have to go back to the ER. So for the next 4 days, we had to go to the ER every morning at 6 a.m. to get her antibiotic administered because I wasn't able to learn how to do it. And so it was just chaotic, and in the midst of that, we had our finals for my kids. They had this final production. They had tournaments in different cities and all these things, and trying to battle that. That was when the car got totaled, was right before that happened. So that second round home, so we had the 9 days, then I came home, we lost somebody, we had the 3 more days, came home, left her home, and that's when I got my car totaled on the way home. I was driving, stopped at a turning lane. Someone plowed into the back of us, pushed us into the next car, and totaled my car. So it was just perfect timing, like perfect spot to throw something else in, right? And so that was like the end of the craziness, kind of. My mom ended up, getting her last round of antibiotics, and then obviously she got very sick because she was on so many antibiotics. She had just like this terrible flu for the next like 4 days, and we spent Mother's Day at her house just basically being a nurse and all that stuff. I hope you're okay with sharing all of this right now. You're so amazing and resilient. I think I'm okay sharing it right now. There's just moments where you can talk about things, and then there's moments when you're just like, I just gotta sit here and cry because this is just too much to handle. But I've done a lot of that, so it's not, I don't have to do it so much. But that's the thing with grief, and so now that it's slowing down, I'm kind of been able to just kind of sit back and look at it, and that's why I've been trying to write it down. And you know, I took a break from lives, and it doesn't even really bother me that much, but at the same time, like you said, you thought I forgot about you guys, and I don't want you guys to feel guilty at all for thinking that, because this is my real life. Like, that's my crazy life for the last month. That's not my reality. That's not what's gonna happen for the rest of my life. And I had to remember that, like, this too shall pass. That was a season of crazy. What am I gonna do with it now? Do I need to do something with it right now? Maybe. I'm talking about it right now. But do I need to do something with it right now? I don't know. But it's not gonna look like that all the time. And even if it does, I will get through it too. Crying will release stress. Hugs, my sweet friend. Thank you. Crying is the most cleansing thing on earth. So if you ever feel like you need to cry, cry. The best place to cry is the shower. Nobody can go in there. I mean, they can, but nobody goes in there. Everyone just kind of leaves you alone when you're in the shower. If you need to cry, like, the car is good, but the shower is good too. And just like, those are two places that I've found in the last 3 years that are just like the safest places to cry and talk to God. And yes, in a car, you're in like glass windows and people can see you, but who cares? Like, if you need to cry, cry. Don't not cry. And then last but not least, don't ever resort to substances to mask those feelings. So that's something that I've seen a lot in the last 3 years, is different coping mechanisms from a bunch of different people, because my family has lost 8 people in the last 3 years, and it seems fake. Like, I think of it and I'm like, is this real life? Like, I don't know. Thank you, Brenda. But I can't let it go in vain. I can't not share it if I feel like you guys are asking, and I don't know. There's just this like weird line that I'm figuring out. Like, I'm a crafter, like, and I craft and I make fun things. What does that have to do with real life? Like, why do I have to share real life? But the more I watch other people on YouTube, and I don't need to be like anybody else on YouTube, but I'm like, I respect their vulnerability. And when they are vulnerable, I'm like, that makes you, like, it just makes you love them so much more. And I don't know. So I feel like I know you guys. I feel like so many of you guys have messaged me and reached out to me in the last month, and you guys are a part of my life. Like, and that's something that some people don't understand, that it's like, well, what, you know, some people are just like, just take a break. It doesn't matter. I'm like, you know, these are people. Like, these are people that I spend an hour with talking to each week. Like, I've gotten to know a lot of you guys, and a lot of you guys have invested in so many things. You guys buy my products. You guys, you know, you guys wait for tutorials, and yeah, and that's in reality. Like, I religiously follow video creators, which is Tim Schmoyer's YouTube channel, to teach you how to make videos. And his overlying thing is, you're reaching people. You're not just making videos. And for a long time, I was just like, I'm just making videos. Like, it's fun. And when I started doing lives, thank you, Nicole. I know you guys will be here, Barbara. I know it. And I know I should take my time. But like today, I just have felt this, like, you should share and you should have fun and be you. Because I miss doing this. It's hard because I wish I could just do it and have fun with it like I always do. But it's just like, why do I even have to balance the two? Why do they have to be mixed in together? You know, and that's, like, most people can go to work and, you know, you leave your problems at the door and you leave, but that's not reality. Like, and having a pastor husband, like, it's different. We both work in different fields of life. Like, yes, if you work at McDonald's or whatever, and not all organizations or places you work are like this, but basically it's like, leave your problems at the door, go home, and then you can handle that, you know. But while you're here, you're working. As a pastor, you gotta pray for that staff. You gotta know what's going on in their lives. You gotta, you know, all of that needs to be intertwined. It's not leave your problems at the door. If anything, it's bring your problems here so we can all support each other in that. And that's how I feel like this is. I'm not here just to bring you guys crafting tutorials. Like, that's almost pointless if you really look at it. That means nothing at the end. Like, sure, crafts are fun, but thank you, Annette. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things I struggle with is like, I don't want to share any of my story to get pity. And I know, and that's the hard thing is it's a pitiful story right now. Like, the more I share, I see like how bad the actual story is, but it's okay. Like, I'm like, if I can share this to either help somebody get through it or be an inspiration to them, and I don't feel the need to have to be so strong. I feel the need to tell you guys, like, I'm vulnerable enough to say I'm not strong enough sometimes to sit here and talk about this. But in the moments that I am, I hope that I can bring that and show you guys, like, thank you, Candace, that I can be vulnerable with you guys and let you know, like, I don't know if it can help somebody, but the more I realize, like, the more I talk about it, I'm like, oh, how am I not just like in a puddle of mush right now? Hi, Tanner. Thanks, Peggy. And so it's just, but I don't want pity. I don't want, and I think that's the hardest thing, and God's really trying to work on me in that, is like, it's okay to let people feel bad for you. I don't want you to feel bad because I'm an empath, and I'm like, I don't want to feel bad for other people, and I do every day. Tanner, stop giving me money. I love you. But I don't want to make anybody hurt the way that I hurt for other people. Does that make sense? But in the reality, like, we all do. We all hurt. And what a gift it is that some people are able to, I hate that. I hate knowing that there are other empathetic people out there that my story is gonna hurt. Does that make sense? Other empaths will get that, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And that's why I have Hunter. I love doggies. They're great for letting go of all of your pain and hurt. You can hug your doggies. Tell Mama, hey, Candace says, Tanner, we love your Mama. Tanner, I love, is it Papa and Mama? I know Mama more because she's in your videos more, but man, Tanner, I love those. That just brings back the sweetest memories of my grandma when I watch those videos, and just like, oh, I love it. If your grandmas are still alive, squeeze them, love them. I'm putting off starting my business because my father is on hospice, and that is a good call, Cassandra. Anytime that God calls you to, thanks, Tanner. Anytime God puts something in your life that's so much more important than money, so much more important than business, like when you look at it and you think, okay, is this a family member? Is this a loved one? Is this a person I can serve today? Do it. Don't even think about it. People first. The number one commandment, 2 commandments are to love God and love others. So if you're questioning, do I start my business or do I take care of my father who's on hospice? Biblically, take care of your father who's on hospice. God will bless that later. And you know, it's been the hardest last 3 years and the most thriving last 3 years of my business. And I think that's the hardest part I keep saying it's the hardest part. There's a lot of hard parts here, okay? But in reality, like, it's so hard to rejoice in stuff that doesn't matter when things that do matter are happening. And that, I'm not gonna say it because it'll make me cry, but let's see if I can get it out. No, I'm not gonna say it. But just the amount of stuff you would give back to get back what actually matters is so eye-opening when you're actually there. It's so eye-opening. A dear friend told me when I was in a like situation, celebrate the good times because life circles and we will have real painful struggles. God and the good celebrations, people will carry us through. It is, and you know what I found is there's moments when people can't give you the answers that you need and the comfort that you need, because they will. Like, I'm like, I just want someone to come give me a hug, and then someone gives you a hug, and you're like, I still need something. God is the only thing that I've been able to cling to and actually gives me the answers that I need. The answers of the right answers that I need at the right moments. And that's what I've learned through all of this, is like, I can cling to people, I can cling to podcasts, I can cling to whatever, I can try to read books. Nothing will comfort me the way that praying and being in quiet time with God ever has. And I've been stripped of a lot of it. I'm just like, man. So I can say it now. When can we see a real double T collab? Tanner and Tay, we're gonna work on that. He's going on vacation this week, so not this weekend. I'm not going on vacation, that's for sure. But I got a kitchen to finish. And then on the top of that, the kitchen. I pray that my kitchen turns out okay, guys, because Dustin, I did pick the slab of quartz that's going on top. I did pick that, but I know what we've chosen, but Dustin made the decision to take the island out and put in a peninsula, and I just was like, yeah, do it, whatever, I don't care. And he's like, he would ask me, he'd be like, come in here, come look at the lights. Are these in good spot? And I'm like, yeah, looks great, fine. And like, this is all in the midst of me like taking care of my mom and all these things, and I'm like, I don't care about lights. But in 6 months, guess who's gonna care about lights? Like, the poor guy, I pray he's doing a great job. And I will love that kitchen, because not only is he doing all the work, but he is making a lot of the decisions. And something I love to see about Dustin is I love to see his creativity come through, because I get a lot of credit for the creativity that I put into everything. But my husband is a very creative person. He just doesn't realize it yet. But he makes good decisions. And I was like, you know what? I trust you. And in the end, it's just a kitchen. And they're just cabinets from IKEA that we have to put together, every single piece. But it's not the end of the world. Hi. And yeah, and so, I don't know. I did the texture though. I did texture the ceiling. It's supposed to be imperfect smooth. It's imperfect Tay. We'll call it that, because it's not imperfect smooth, but it's somewhere in between, like the texture I know how to do from trial and error on our last house, and whatever imperfect smooth is, that's the new thing, I guess. So you have a question. What is your question, Jaden? It better be appropriate or I'm blocking you, just FYI. Okay, it is so hot. I can feel it. So happy I caught your live. Missed ya. I missed you guys too. I really, really have. And I was like, I just want to go live. I'm shooting videos right now, but I was like, I just want to go live. I just want to hang out with my YouTube friends. Do you paint walls? I don't like to paint walls. Hence why I have a fur wall and a pegboard wall, which both of these are going to be videos. And the rest of my house is cream still, because we have a lot of wall space. This house, I feel like somebody took this house and just like put a straw in it and blew everything just a little bit bigger than it needed to be. The walls are bigger than they need to be. The rooms are bigger than they need to be. Everything's big. It's just like, I don't know. So can we take a moment to talk about your hair? I love it. We can talk about it. You want to talk about it? If you're in the Sacramento area, my niece is still in hair school, but she's getting out. She's getting out, like she's in jail. She feels like she's in jail, but she's in Paul Mitchell Hair School. And she did this. She did this all on her own, so she ombreed it and then she dyed it purple. My hair is beyond, love it. Thank you. Yes, that fur wall. I know I did, I did a fur wall. I'm just making choices. And so in the midst of that whole month that I just explained, I dyed my hair magenta, and then I had her come back because I was like, I look like I dipped my head in a highlighter, which was fine. She had warned me too. She was like, FYI, your hair is not that blonde, so if we put pink on it, it might be a little orange and bright. And so I was like, okay, did it. And I was like, yeah, this is bright. And then she came back and dyed the top really dark, which is just, I'm getting used to it. And then did the purple, and it's starting to wash out just a little bit. I like it a lot, but love that you gave your hubby credit. Love your room. I noticed the fur wall before you even mentioned it. Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? Yeah, so basically we used to have a bar in, well, we didn't. The builders of this house had a wet bar in here. And so Dustin ripped that all out when we first moved in to do the floors in here. And there's like this big slab of drywall just screwed onto the wall back there. And this was a living room that we kind of used, not really. We only used it because we had furniture in here. But it gets kind of hot in here and it's very bright, which is great for videos. But we all hang out in the other living room. And then we needed a guest room. So I was like, let's make a guest room because it's not very bright in there. And then we'll switch this. And that wall was left like that. And I was like, you know, whatever, who cares? We'll just cover it with fur and a pegboard wall. And I'll film videos. And so there'll be videos up on them. What's your other question, Jaden? How old are you? That's my question. So it is warm. Otherwise, I would hang out with you guys for a little bit longer. But you're 16. All right. What's your next question? Better appropriate or I'm blocking you? Just saying. But I trust you, kind of. I don't know. I've never really seen you before. God and the angels are a constant no matter where you are or what you are going through. Thank you, Anne. Yes, they are. And, you know, I was listening to someone's podcast. I can't remember whose it was. It probably was Sadie Robertson because that's who we're listening to lately. I have to go. Keeping up with your prayers. Hugs. Bye. Bye, Brett. Or Glenda. Sounds like you're Glenda, but you're on your husband's account. But what were they saying? They were saying that, oh no, I forgot. How old is that house? It was built in 1979, and nothing was updated except one sliding glass door was updated. Everything else, original well, they probably replaced the carpet, but old carpet that had been peed on and gross, and there was original 6-inch tile in the kitchen, and the kitchen layout was really funky. They had this old, gross, like, the island had like a built-in sink with like a thing that didn't work. You couldn't really wash anything down, and then the grill just like was a catch-all for grossness, and a built-in cutting board, which is so gross. It's so unsanitary. So we were gonna do an island and a big old one, but we decided to do a wraparound with a peninsula. So you'll definitely see a reveal of it, and I'm sharing photos on Instagram. But Dustin's on a pause for a week. He'll get back to work on it this week. But it's coming along. It just needs cabinets built, installed, backsplash, flooring. I think that's it. Yeah, that's really all it, and then we're gonna put some shelves.
I'm not sure I understand.
I wasn't talking to you, so I'm sorry. Anyways, all right, so let's call it a day. Gotta go, almost bedtime here. Big hugs. Bye, Brenda. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out and loving me through all this. It really does make me feel better. Many hugs, dear one. You're never alone. Touch your heart when you need to feel him. Thanks. First live video, super excited. Do you have the Infusible Ink demo up? I don't have it up. It's due June 21st or something like that. I will do Infusible Ink stuff, I promise, guys. I'm excited about it, but I'm not that excited. I'm excited about it. I'm excited. It's a great product. It's really cool, but it's cool. We're gonna get there. Thanks. This is my patterned Mickey shirt that we did a DIY on. All right.